Hello and welcome to a capsule, an office hours capsule. These are small sections of my office hours live stream, which happens on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. On Thursdays, come join us live and come hang out. It's an AMA where we talk about Star Citizen news, lore, just, come chill and talk. Today, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the future of Star Citizen. Most of this is just going to be my own thoughts. But I do want to point out a couple of things that we've known from at least 317.2 and 318 going forward. But the briefest of summaries is the future for Star Citizen is looking pretty bright. We'll go over some of the more dampening expectations, keeping expectations level a little bit later. But first, big news for Star Citizen is in the 317.2 PTU. I'm sure you've seen many videos, social media posts that they have unlocked 100 player servers. Now, 100 player servers that do not crash instantly, that you can do big scale battles on, and it's not really much different from what we currently have. That is fantastic news. And CIG seems to be trying the sweet spot because originally, as of Jake Bradley, CIG, pointed out that their plan was to test this on 317.2, but not implement it for live. So as much as we all would like more, this was just a testing. But they've added something. So let's take a look at this. This is an announcement that was made about this afternoon, right before I went live. Wikipedia, who's a player, I believe Waka is one of the heads of the player response, player engagement. I can't remember Waka, what your title is. I always screw it up. But he's in charge of taking a lot of the information that they gathered and, So, Wikipedia said, we are testing tons of server configs, so might see some random server sizes like 120, 100, and 75 and stuff. Hee hee. That cute hee hee. Thank you, Waka. So, effectively, we're looking at server sizes of up to 120. CIG is trying to find the upper limit for their servers, which is a good thing. Bad thing for performance, because they'll find the highest they can go, and then until it breaks. That's just how CIG tests things, which is a good thing for PTU. But it might be bad for people who want to do performance. But the fact that they're also doing slightly less than 100 is also a good thing, because it means possibly, and this is a big possibly, it's not confirmed, they may increase the player count for 317.2, even maybe to 75 or 60 to 75, possibly. The fact that they're testing this now, before the persistent entity streaming, or PES as it added for 318, is a big deal. Because for those of you who don't know what persistent entity streaming is, it is, in the very simplest of ways of explaining it, what sharding is. And yes, many of you just chuckled. Sharding for Star Citizen is the act of taking players and putting them in a server, or basically what we think of as like kind of a realm or a server in a typical MMO. The difference between Star Citizen and other MMOs is that you're not locked to a shard. You jump back and forth between shards altogether, with the eventual goal having one main shard, but the more realistic goal having 3 shards that cover Australia, the Oceania, the US, not US, but North, South America, and Europe, with their own shards you can jump back and forth from. So with 318, at least personally, I wasn't expecting any kind of server raises until 318 came around with PES, because that is the beginnings of server meshing, in the sense that they are going to hard cap the number of people per shard early on, and they want to find that upper limit. The fact that they're trying to find that upper limit now says that they are far ahead in some cases in terms of their optimizations. The game is performing much better than their own estimations, which is fantastic. It means that something along the line, CIG has inserted some new code or optimized something, which is going to improve the quality of, or keep the quality the same while increasing the number of players, making this game the MMO it's supposed to be. So that's the good news. Bad news is we're likely not going to see it. We may not even see above 50 this patch. And almost certainly when it does happen, it's going to have increased numbers of bugs and other issues. It also does not look like we're going to see a lot of fixes for other major problems, like AI being derpy and missions glitching out. All those sort of things will still be the same. But this is a great little bit of news for the future of the game as an MMO. Because, again, when they're reaching this point, we're reaching MMO levels. There's some contention on the size of MMOs, but some people will say, at least the lower end, is about 150 to 120 people per server. That's a small MMO. So CIG is already reaching for those levels, and it can only go up from here. So, good news, more players per server. That's great. Look up, there's plenty of things. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, I'll insert some footage here. I'll credit to the people like Terada and Captain Berks. Captain Berks put up an entire video of him, 30 minutes of him doing a big combat footage. I'll put the link in the description below. Check that out. It's fantastic. So, that's the good news. Bad news is probably not fixed a lot of the major problems, which makes this game more fun. But it's a good step in the right direction. What do you think? Do you think this is a good idea? Would you rather them keep it low, or, if everything's gonna be broken anyways, screw it, throw more players at it? Let me know in the comments below, and like as always, remember, hope to see you someday in the black.